Okay, hello YouTube, welcome to my video. I'm going to be doing a raw, uncut version of a basic tutorial of CorelDRAW. So we're going to play around with logo creation. I have a couple of clients that want a logo designed, and I'm going to be going over the basics with you in CorelDRAW to kind of show you what I do throughout the whole process, and different tips and tools and things you could use in any project. So let's go ahead and load up CorelDRAW. This is 2020. Right off the bat, we're gonna be greeted with a welcome screen. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. These are all my past projects I've worked on. So let's get rid of that. Let's press plus. That opens up a new untitled project. Okay, for logo, I like going up to a web page template right here. It's just 10 by 10 inches or 960 pixels. I generally work in inches because I work with t-shirts and signage and different things like that, so that's just my comfort zone. But you can change your units right here. Same thing right here. This is your canvas size. You could change the template for whatever you're working on. So if you're working on a t-shirt, it's your canvas is going to look a lot different than if you're working with a business cards, because business cards are a lot smaller, obviously. And I have one set for t-shirt 60 by 30 because my template, if I go to import templates, let's go to t-shirt, shirt front and back right here. If I import this in, it fits right on my canvas. This is all coming out wacky. It doesn't generally look like this, but again, as soon as you import something, generally it's all grouped together. I'm pretty sure it's generally all grouped together. Well, right click, ungroup. I can delete all of this stuff. And since this is already ungrouped, if I group it all together, and then if I press P, it will center it directly to my canvas. So that's this canvas size. But like I said, for logo creation, we're going to go for the web page. If you double click the square right here, it will automatically add a square around your canvas to whatever size that is. Okay, and we're back. So these are some of the logos that I found that I really liked for a crafty business for her. And she also sent me some that she really liked. So I'm going to go to my email and copy the photos or actually download the photos and then import them into my Corel. Okay, here we go. All right, so how to import something, super simple. You could actually go to File, Import, but you see that little icon right next to the import. It's also up here, so you don't have to go to File. It eliminates clicking the File button. You just click Import right here. And then you go to the file you need to import the file from. I'm gonna go to downloads because that's so all of these. If I click and if I hold control, I could click individual ones at the same time. If I just click one and hit shift, it will highlight everything in between the next click. So just like that. And then I'm gonna press import. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and I don't really like seeing all the extra information, so I'm actually going to crop out all of these images. So what you do is you want to click the object that you want to crop and then click crop. If you hit crop right away, then it's going to crop everything from your canvas, like everything. You see everything's gone now. So let's go back. Let's select one object, then hit crop, and then we can crop away right here. So I just clicked and dragged, and if I double click within this crop section, it will accept it, or I can press the check mark right there. I'm going to double click. It's faster for me. Boom, double click. Boom. Okay, you see what I did there? I'm not pressing I'm not pressing the individual. So you have to go back to my pick tool, then go back to crop. I might be able just to click. No, yeah. Go back to my pick tool, back to crop. Boom. Okay, so we have all of the pictures. I'm gonna make them all the same size because I just like that. I don't know why. Let's go 4 tall for every single one. And I have this lock ratio selected because if I don't have it, I'll show you. Let's blow this up. Let's take lock away. Let's make this 4 tall. It's gonna shrink it like that. So let's make sure it's selected. And then 4. Also, if I hit 4 and then I click away, it automatically applies it, so I don't have to hit enter every time. It didn't apply it to that one. There we go. Actually, it might not apply if you select a different object. So if I make this bigger, if I hit 4 and then I click this object, look, it didn't apply. I have to click off. I have to click nothing. So if I hit 4 and then I click nothing, there we go. I'm actually going to make my mouse have a halo around it so that way y'all can see my mouse easier. Let's minimize this and let's double click this right here. Boom. All right. That way y'all can see where my mouse is moving because it moves a lot. Moves pretty quickly. Okay, so now I'm gonna put all of these on the same plane. So if I highlight all of these and I press T, it puts them all at the top. Perfect line. If I click the ruler up here, click and hold and then drag, it creates a guideline for me. So you see they're all on the same axis. And then also if I highlight all of them and I hold Shift P, it will create even spacing between each and every one of these. All right, so I have all these logos she sent me. It looks like she really likes the stamp logo look type deal, thing with the circle around it, you know, which I don't really have anything over here from what I liked, but I mean, to me this is very popular. You see a lot of this stuff with real estate agents, just girly stuff. All the girly stuff you see, like you don't see a lot of big companies doing stuff like this. At least I don't see that. I mean, I'm sure there are tons out there, but she does want something girly, so I might include a heart in there somewhere. I don't know. It looks like this is a lot of handwritten stuff. A lot of the girly cutesy type stuff, they like handwritten fonts, things like that, circles. The first thing we need to do is type in her Crazy Faith Creations. Crazy Faith Creations. Okay, so we have that. Yeah, that's her. This is also where it's saved at. You see, it's the Dropbox, then Crazy Faith Creations, and then the logo. Okay, so I have Crazy Faith Creations, and sometimes this disappears up here. It will reappear if you just click the save icon up here, and then it will pop up. Sometimes I'm working with a lot of different files, and I'm like, where the heck do I have this saved? And I look up here, and it's not there. I just need to move something around. The save icon will pop up, then I click save. All right, so we have that. Crazy Faith Creations. Let's duplicate this. So how to do that? I click, drag, right click. I'm holding shift so it will stay on the same pane or the axis. And let's move it right here. Let's go to text and change the case. And then we're going to go to title case right there. And we can also do the same thing right here. Text, change case, lowercase, like that. So we have a couple different versions to play around with. You don't really have to do that. That's just what I'm doing. Okay, so what I like to do for logo creation is combine a lot of different aspects from different logos into one logo. So she likes scissors. She likes glue guns. That's what she specifically told me she wanted in her logo. And she wanted it cute. I told her I would do a couple of different things. And so I really like this handmade logo. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. So what we could do is we can take a similar font to this, break the curve apart so it will fill in everything. And I'll show you how to do that right now, actually. Okay, so let's look for a font first. I have a great idea. I think this idea is going to be the logo. Who knows? I could be wrong. So let's go to the font right there, already typed in. And let's go to, I don't know, cartoon. There we go. Cartoon, let's do creations. Okay, so creations is going to be the main headliner for this, handmade. It's going to be creations. And then Crazy Faith is going to be up above it in a cursive type font. We can also do it vice versa. You know, we could do Crazy Faith, or we can do Faith like handmade, and then we could put in a cursive font Crazy above Faith, and then creations below Faith. So let's just find a font that looks similar to this. It might not even be in this category. Oh, and I hate when it's on just 25. Let's go to 200 and submit. It might not be on this one. This is half of graphic design looking for a good font. Unless you're in a giant company and you only use like 5 fonts, you stick to 5 fonts for website creation or something like that. If you're really into your profession and very consistent, which I would love to be that way, so I don't have to do this all day long. I want something a little better. Hey, this one right here, maybe Brady Bunch remastered. Maybe. I want something a little skinnier. Creations? No, not that one. That one looks too. I kind of like this one. Kinda. Okay, now this is the hard part, because you find a lot of good ones, good possible ones, and then you never pick one. I like this one. Creations. Hey, Elise. Let's just go with this one. So we have that one right there. So how you download a font, you click download. Your download's gonna pop up down here, or it might pop up here with a little download icon. Anyways, you click it. You go into the file, open the file, get rid of that. And then on these little A icons, you see them with the A in the paper? I always click the OTF. You can click true type font, it doesn't really matter. But you just double click that, and then this will pop up and you press install. Simple as that. Then you close out all of the other windows like that, and then it's in your computer. So hey Elise, click off. Let's do this one. Let's duplicate this, and let's make this Hey Elise, just like that. Crazy Faith Creations. Man, I don't know if I want to do Crazy Faith. Let's do both of them. So let's drag this over here. Let's duplicate this. If I press Control K, it's gonna break them all apart into individual texts. So I can do this down here. Let's change this to good old Gotham. Let's go into here. Just normal Gotham medium. I'm shrinking it down. So instead of me shrinking it like this, I hold shift. I feel like it shrinks faster. So not holding shift, me holding shift. Okay. Shrinks to the center. Let's click that. Then let's hold shift and click the second Crazy Faith. They're not grouped together. Let's group these together. Group, Control G. Then let's click Creations, then click Crazy Faith secondly, and then press C, and it will center this perfectly. So if this was way over here, I should click this secondly, and then C brings it. So like that. I can also change this to center, because if it was on none, it automatically defaults to left. I believe so. But let's just say if it was on left, if I go to the shape tool, and then I want to space out the kerning, I believe it's called, then it's not doing in the middle. So I want to make it go to the middle. Center, just like that. Creations, Crazy Faith Creations. So we have something like this, and she might want something a little bit more girly. And oh, okay, so what I can do for this is I'm gonna weld it all together. Let's duplicate before I weld it, just in case I want to use that for later. Weld. I just press W because I have that programmed, but if you don't have that, object, shaping, weld. Okay, and then I'm gonna break it apart. So what breaking apart means, if you have two things that aren't touching like this, like these circles, and you have them welded together, weld. See, they're one object now, but if you break it apart, it makes it to where they're de-welded essentially. However, if you have an object like this, let's duplicate that, let's put that, let's simplify that. So that has a hollow point right there, right? You can obviously see that hollow point. It's just like that. And let's say they're both welded together like this. Now they're one object. If I break it apart, it's also gonna fill this circle in, which is unfortunate. I hate that it does that sometimes. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. Right click, break curve apart. It fills it in. Now it fills it in, but that shape is still there. So if I know where the circle cutout was, so I'm gonna put the majority of my grid line on here like that. I'm gonna change the color. Now it's actually red, but it's below the purple circle, so I'm gonna click the purple circle, control page down, and now it's sent it all the way to the back layer. Now this is above, and so I have this. Now I can re-simplify this, simplify, and now I can move this around. It's kind of confusing, but the reason why I showed you that is because Crazy Faith, once I break this curve apart, see these fill in, and they're still there. Let's change it to red. Let's bring them up. See, they're still there, but let's get rid of those over there, and now it's completely filled in right here. And what I'm going to do for this section is I'm going to put like a glue gun in the A and scissors in the other A. And then we could do the same thing with creations. So let's break this apart. Let's change these two fonts to, I'm trying to think of a random cursive font. I don't know. Let's just click this. Let's go right there. Crazy Faith. Text, change case. Let's go to title case. Boom. Crazy Faith. I do not like that font. She will not like that font either. No. Oh, what do you know? That's not even that good of a font for this. I don't want that font, but let's look for a font. Let's look for a font real quick. And actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm not liking this idea of just doing creations. I don't like that idea. It needs to be Crazy Faith, because creations isn't really the name of the company. It's Crazy Faith that they're gonna go by, if anything. Also, let's weld the rest of this together, and let's weld this one together, just in case we might want to change the colors, something like that, you know. And this could go even lighter like that. I don't know. We might want to do something like that. This very patriotic, very patriotic. Why'd I do that orange? There we go. Let's go deeper blue like that. Let's go back to black. I like working in a solid color because every logo is going to need to be in a solid color eventually, unless you're strictly an online business or something. But if you're going to be making t-shirts or different types of promotional products, for the most part, you need to have a logo in a monotype color. Let's get rid of these things over here. Okay, now let's get some scissors. Scissors, vector. That's what I type in when I'm looking for easy things to vector. And we don't want hair clipping scissors either. We want something like this. Super easy, super simple. Copy image, paste, and it pastes right here. It automatically pastes to the middle of your canvas unless you right click and paste in view. There you go, like that. This is just a JPEG though. It might be a different file, like a PNG or something. Actually, it's a JPEG because you could see the white border right there. If it was PNG, you wouldn't be able to see the border. But what you can do to simply get this into a vector, trace bitmap, quick trace. There you go. It's a vector like that. The JPEG's still sitting behind it. Once you do that, it automatically comes grouped. Let's ungroup it, delete the background, delete the JPEG. Let's move this over, and chances are, yep, you see it's not simplified. So what I can do, I can highlight everything, just click S for simplify, or I can go up to object, shaping, simplify, and I can delete these circles. There we go. And now I can change the color of this just like that, and I could shrink it down. Let's see what scissors looks like inside an A. Let's change the orientation of this by clicking it again after it's already selected, and then moving. If I hold control, it moves in specific degrees, I guess. If you let go of control, you can move it freely like that. So I always hold control just in case I need to move it back to its original position, because if you move it slightly like this, you can't hold control anymore to move it to its original position. Here, let me show you a square. It's easier to show you with a square. So like that, we have blue right here. If I click and then I move it like this slightly, actually let's move it even more like that. Double click it and I hold control, I can't move it back to an even line right there. So what I have to do is I have to eyeball it. I have to guess it. And that's not cool. I don't like the guessing game. So I always hold control when I'm rotating things. So I have that. Let's make it white too so we can kind of see it's still there. Let's do that. So I just put an outline on it by right clicking, and the fill is going to be your left click. To get rid of the outline, I just right click the colorless pane right there. Okay, so we have that. Let's angle it a little bit more. That might be cool. That's kind of cool. Kinda. I think I like that. I think. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's cutting into the eye a little bit. Let's move that over. Let's move it up. We can make it not cut into the eye. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that too. Let's keep these scissors over here just in case we need to use them in the future. So like that, and all we have to do is double click and we can start editing. It immediately puts us into the shape tool. Sometimes it does. If you have like a power clip, it might not. If you have a contour or something, it might not. But we don't have any of that. It's just a solid object with no other effects on it. So double click, it brings us into the shape tool, and then we could add nodes and manipulate existing nodes. So let's click this right here. Let's move these nodes out of the way like that. We can even delete them too if you want to be perfect and make that a line like that. There we go. And for all of these nodes, sometimes they could be kind of tricky when manipulating. I'll get more into that in a little bit. So we have that right there, and let's put a glue gun in this A over here. Glue gun vector. I want something simple. I don't want something very elaborate, because we don't have a lot of space to work with here. If you put too much detail in here, it's going to be really hard to print on different things, and it's going to be really hard to see whenever the logo is shrunk down. See, I kind of like this, but ooh, I kind of like this. and we could take out the detail right there. That's what we're gonna do. Copy image, minimize that, paste. I always hit paste instead of paste in view. So I have that. Let's quick trace that. Right click. Oh, there was a watermark on it. I didn't even notice. Yeah, right there. Not to worry, it's easy to get rid of. Right click, ungroup. Let's get rid of the background, and we're just gonna weld this together. Actually, this might be okay. Cool. Let's get rid of these, just like that, and let's weld this to the black right there. Same thing with that. Weld. Boom. And then you could go back in, double click this, clean up these nodes right here. Let's add a node right there. The reason why I added a node right there is because if I didn't, it might change the curvature of that. It really didn't. Sometimes it does though. Sometimes it will really throw it off. And I'm being super picky about this, but we don't really need to be that picky because we're shrinking it down. And let's get rid of all of this. I just hit X for my eraser. Don't necessarily need to do that, but we don't really need to erase this, but that's what I'm gonna do because it's just easy, like that, and then boom. All right, and then let's go to my pick tool, and then let's click those two nodes, and let's bring them out like that. All right, just like that, super easy. We have that, and now that I think about it, we could do, you just saw that. Let's go to freehand. You just saw this going around into the little icon like that. We could add this. So this gun's gonna go into the A right here. And then we could add this going around like this into the little mark right there. You see what I'm doing right here. See that? We could do something like that. It might not look good. That's just an idea. We'll play around with it in the future, but first let's get rid of that. Let's add this glue gun. Let's change it to red so I can see it. We're shrinking it down. Let's angle it because the scissors is angled also. Let's shrink it down so you could really tell that it's a glue gun. Boom. It kind of, does it look like a real gun? I don't know. Can people tell that that's a glue gun? That's the question. I really don't know. I might have to do just that and then add the freehand like that. Let's make the sticker. So on the freehand, it's automatically an outline. You know, so if you try to fill it in by clicking all these with your left click, it's not going to do anything. Now, if you right click, it starts to change the color. That's because it's an outline, and you could change the thickness of the outline right here. And that looks about right. Let's change it to white. Yeah, that looks more like a glue gun, huh? Let's make the thickness on this a lot bigger. There we go, and we can extend that into the gun. Let's extend it over here. Let's make this. Okay, so you see how if I change this arrow, it also changes this arrow over here. So to prevent that from happening, because a lot of times you do need that, if I wanted this to be a very sharp point like that, if I wanted it to be a sharp point, I couldn't do that because you see what that's doing? It's just not working very well. So what I could do is I can click this cusp node, and then I can move this one individually like that. Then I can make a sharp point. Now my outline is not working with me. It's cutting off right there because of the meter limit. The meter limit is down here. If you double click this right here, or the miter limit, I don't freaking know. 45, highlight it, make it 0, enter. Boom, and now it is sharp. Just like that. I don't want it sharp though. Let's go back to this. Let's make it I don't even know what I did. Okay, there. Let's do that right here. Okay, and let's do that. There we go. Let's make this go towards the middle of the gun. It needs to come out like right there. There we go. Make that smaller. All right. Don't really need this much thought into this. It's literally so simple. So there we go. Oh, and if I double click a node, it deletes it. All right, if I double click on the line, it adds a new node just like that. Okay, so we have that. Let's see what it looks like. Perfect. I think that looks really cool, actually. Crazy Faith Creations. Right there, that's a super, super cool logo, in my opinion, that you could print very well. It might not look the best on a left chest embroidered shirt. You might not get all the detail out of this, but you don't even have to. You can screen print a shirt. Unless you're wanting a collared shirt or something, that doesn't really matter. You might even be able to get a good detail out of this. I don't really deal with embroidery that much, but for everything else, for the most part, this is going to be a great logo to work with. You could change the colors of these like that. You could do that gray down here. I don't know, whatever you want. That's a cool little cute cartoony logo. And then you could add some distressing on top of that if you're doing a shirt, because see, like this one has some distressing. So let's do that to give it a little bit of variety. So we have that. And oh, also what I just thought of, let's duplicate this because she might not like this. And let's get rid of this eye right here. And let's add a heart, because, you know, she wants a heart. It just so happens that there's an eye in Faith. Common shapes. Heart right there. Boom. Let's convert it to curves because I want to make it like a freehand heart. Something like that. All right, there we go. Let's fill it in. Let's get rid of the outline. Just like that. Let's angle it a little bit. Let's do it a little less. Just like that. Hey, what do you know? That looks great, in my opinion. It makes it a little bit more girly because it adds the heart. If she wanted it more masculine, then you have that one down here. But boom, you have Crazy Faith right there. You can even, I was thinking you can make the C bigger and the F bigger, but now we're going to leave it consistent across the board. But if you wanted to, you could. Okay, you can make them capitalized. So we have that right there. Oh yeah, we need to add the distressing to it. Let's go ahead and save this. Save all the hard work that I just did. Wasn't too hard, but also this looks really good right here. So what we're gonna do is, since it's not cropped out, we're gonna simplify it. But first we need to convert this outline to an object. Super easy. Make sure the outline's selected. Object, convert outline to object, or Control Shift Q. We have that right there. Then let's weld it to this. It's welded. So if we needed to change the color of this completely, we could do that. And actually, I'm thinking we might want to do something like that. Let's create another version of this. So we have that. Let's simplify this. Let's delete it now because now it's cut out of the A. Let's simplify this one right here. There we go. All right, now let's get rid of, let's power clip it inside. That's what we can do. So right click, power clip, put it inside there, just like that. Right click, power clip, put it inside. There we go. And now I can hold Alt, click, and I can change the color like that. Hold Alt, click, change the color just like that. And then this down here can also be that color. So she could do something like that if she wanted. I'm not too crazy about it, but let's just change it to like gray. I'm not crazy about it. I'm really not. Crazy Faith Creations. Not too crazy about that. Let's delete that because I don't really care for it. All right, so we have that. this one. And if you wanted to make it more girly, even, oh, let's go back to this one. If we wanted to make it more girly, we can change this font to a cursive font. Man, I'm gonna save this. I'm really enjoying how this is turning out. Font embedding issues. Do not show this message. I don't care. If that ever happens, like if you come across trouble opening different files on different computers because you're missing a font or something, you have to convert the font to curves, so it's not a font anymore. Now it's an object, and then save it. Then you can open it in a different computer that doesn't have the font, because the font is no longer in the file because it's curves. Okay, so we have that. Let's get rid of that. I like this one the best so far, because I think she'll like this one the most. If she likes this one, that's more my style. Import 03. Nope. All right. 04, you got it. You're the man. Come on. I'm looking for a specific one. That's it. This is the one I'm looking for. It has a mixture of lithography and other distresses in it. So you have this lithography distressing, or I think it's lithography. Yeah, lithography right there. Because this distress right here, it's, look, you'll see it. Also, distress really lags your system. See how it's all like across the board, and it's in there a little bit. Let's delete that. My computer's already lagging a little bit. Let's ungroup it. Let's start deleting some distress so my computer can be good. I'm not gonna use any of the super heavy stuff. I want to use the simple stuff, like a simple distressing, like maybe right there. All right, let's group this together. Highlight everything. Control G. It's now grouped together. And just for the reference point, where's that other photo? Did I delete that other photo? Yeah, I think I did on an accident. It's all right. I remember what it kind of looked like. All right, so we have this distressing, and this would only be applied on like t-shirts and things like that, because you're not going to do this in embroidery land, which is okay. All right, and we just change the whole distressing to white, and we make sure it's on the top layer, unless you're not wanting a specific part of the font distressed. So let's go right there. And this really is cool because it gives it that crafty look. It gives it that crafty look, that used look, which is what you want in a crafty logo. And we can make it smaller too to include more distress. However, it might be a little too much. I'm not too sure. You see that R? I'm not really crazy about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow it up to pull that down here a little bit. And let's move it over. Let's change it to red so I can kind of see. You see how it's kind of taking a long time. Let's go as far as we can over right there. There we go. I think that might be it. Let's change it to white. Maybe not. Let's go up a little bit more. I think that looks great right there. That looks fine. Now I'm gonna let me make sure all this is grouped together. There we go. It's all grouped together, so that way I can deselect this. I'll show you what's gonna happen. So I click the distress, right? Let's change it to red. Come on, come on. All right, then I right click, ungroup, and then now let's delete all of this crap because I want my computer to be faster. Just like that. Let's delete all this. Let's delete all that. Let's delete that. We don't have to get super technical, even though I am. All right, sure, that will work fine. Just like that. Now, if we want to change all the distress, I can't just click it again because it's all ungrouped, right? That's only selecting one little part of the distress. I have to select everything and group it all together, then change the color. But if you see that, my underlying logo is also selected. So I'm going to deselect that by holding Shift again, clicking the black part. Now it's deselected. Now let's group this distressing all together again. And now I can click white and it will only change the distress. There we go. And let's also apply this to this logo up here. Let's see. I really like symbols. I really do. Golly. Maybe we can make something work with this symbol right here. Alright, so we have this little logo right here. To me, this logo is still more perfect, I guess. So what I'm going to do actually is make it circular, a circle logo like this. I want this type of brush circle type deal, and I might put a heart in there or something. I don't know. But it's just a little too perfect. So what I'm gonna do, so I don't have to create this circle myself, because that would take forever. Let's go to circle brush vector. What do you know? Right here, this one. I might not want a brush. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Now these are actual vectors. I might want something like this. I really like something like this. Okay, so let's see if they have it. Brushstroke circle. Let's create a new tab. Let's go to Vecteezy. Okay, Vecteezy.com. Super simple brush circle. Brush circle. I need it filled in. Let's see. See how all this stuff, like, that's popular. Okay, this one's free. This is exactly what I'm wanting, actually. Something like this. I think I'm wanting this. Which one would we use? Maybe that one. Free download. Free license. Let's just wait. 2 seconds, 1 second. And it downloads down here. Let's click it. And let's double click the EPS. Open it with CorelDRAW 2020. Okay. Sometimes these files open up super weird. See, like, I think I like this circle. This is the one I think I said I liked. Let's make these group together and let's shrink them down like that. That might be what I'm wanting. And let's ungroup that. I could probably angle this a little bit more. Like that. I think I like that, actually. Let's group that together. So technically, this would be the logo, I guess. I don't know. this. And I will export each of these individually in their squares. Let's get rid of the outline on these, so there's no outline showing. I could just shift click and remove the outline like that. Same thing here. Get rid of the outlines if they had any. And let's start with exporting this one. We're going to do curly first, or cursive first, export. And we're going to go to her folder. And it is Crazy Faith Creations, a logo, cursive mono. Export. High quality JPEGs only. I like high quality. Sometimes you might want to make this CMYK if it's going to. Oh, I needed to do selection only. Export, selected only. Logo, per mono. High quality, high quality. There we go. Let's zoom in because I just want to see what it looks like. Zoomed in a lot. Let's move it around. Looks good, looks good. Yeah, okay, cool. And then let's do this one. Export, selected, logo, per color. High quality, high quality. Sometimes you have to do it high quality twice for some reason. Export. Alright, so that worked. Then let's do this one. Let's select cursive mono, but let's change this cursive to straight mono. And let's press OK right there. And let's do that. And let's do color, straight color. There we go. Cool. Press OK. And now let's pull them up. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's pull them up so y'all can see what they look like. JPEG. This is what the JPEG looks like. Right here. So this is what she's going to see. And she could zoom in all she wants. It's pretty good quality. Now, on the other one, I don't think I welded the things together. Oh wait, over here. Yeah, I didn't weld these together. But it looks like the distressing. It literally looks like the distressing on the not welded ones. But if I go to the mono, zoom out, how did it zoom out? There we go. You can tell. Right. Oh, I guess I did weld these together. Maybe on the bottom I didn't. Let's see. Nope. See right there. Not welded. Okay. So let's send it to her, and that is the creation of Crazy Faith Creations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions. See you later!